नित्य नामे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशधारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेमामृताय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुसे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते बोल लो करो गारे 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 बोल फोन कर गारे बोल फोन प्रशिक्षण लावून 2 मिनिट मध्ये क्लास चालू ऋतिक 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 सोड दो पंचाकल्प धर्मश्च कृपा सिंधु वैष्णव भावने वैष्णव नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, reading from teachings of Queen Kunti. Krishna himself personally comes because we do not. I think this is done. I need to start from Yada Yada Dharmasya. Okay. Anyways, Krishna himself personally comes because we do not have the eyes to see Krishna and cannot understand him. When we contemplate the form of Lord, we think that because God created millions and millions of years ago, he must be a very old man. Therefore, God personally comes before us so that we can see what he is. This is his kindness. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and predominant rise of a religion, at the time I descend myself. As we can see, it's a normal notion. You might have seen even in Western movies or wherever they want to depict God. They will show it, God as a very old fellow with a white beard, white hairs, and white dress, completely white, and a very old person they will show. But Vedic understanding of God is not like that. Just because he has created everything, that means he is Purana Purusha. Therefore, in Brahma Samhita, anyone knows this verse? Which verse I am referring? Anyone can guess? Hare Krishna. Okay. Are you all there or not? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, yes.
There is a verse in Brahma Samhita. What is that?
Navayauvanam.
आद्यं पुराण पुरुषं नवयौवनं च तेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमद्भक्तो. So what is said there? Adyam Purana Purusha. That he is the Purana. Purana means the oldest. Purana means old. Adyam Purana, he is Adi. Adi means the beginning of everything, and it's Purana Purusham. So immediately the imagination we will get is what the Western people kind of have an imagination of God as old fellow with white beard and white hairs and white clothes and no rasa, no enjoying tendency, nothing. No. Krishna is the most mischievous, most naughty, most sweet, most young, and most playful person you can ever imagine. He is, when it comes to playfulness, he is the ultimate in everything. Actually, even in Bhagavad Gita, you see, he says, I am cheater among the cheaters. I'm gambling among the cheaters. He said, even if you want to compare within cheaters, he is the greatest cheater. So even if you want to compare among naughtiest people, he's the greatest naughtiest person. Naughtiest, playful, kind of, you can say, womanizer. even the even the modern what do you call abusive words. He is the ultimate of all of them. He is the ultimate, because in material life, we as living entities don't have even capacity to desire unlimitedly. What to speak of capacity to fulfill our desires? We don't even have capacity to desire unlimitedly. So the Amrut Maharaj once was telling that Krishna, Supreme Personal Godhead, means one who has unlimited desires and he has unlimited capacity to fulfill all his desires. Okay, so Adyam Purana Purusham Nava Yauvanam. He is the most youthful person. And just previous to this paragraph, Prabhupada was mentioning, I actually was reading this. So therein he says he is the source of everyone's power. He is the Shaktiman behind all the power or energy within this material world. So indeed, we are like our whole body is. Yesterday, we were discussing Bhagavad Gita. Every day evening we have a Bhagavad Gita class for our local devotees here. So there we kind of explained to them that Krishna is the supreme. He Rushikena Rushikesa Sevana Bhakti Uchyate. That he is the supreme master of all the senses. So therefore, he gives authority or the power for us to act. You see, if I want to move this hand, even though that this hand is attached to my body, but still the power to lift this hand and to do anything what I am planning to do or what I am thinking to do, that energy is ultimately given by Krishna. So we were telling that Krishna is the ultimate controller of everything. So moment you explain this philosophy, then everyone say, oh, then why I am getting bad karma for my bad deeds? If Krishna is the person who is power behind everyone, so then why is living entity should suffer for the bad karmas? Can someone explain? Why living entity should suffer for? Everyone understood my question or?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, it is
Huh?
because of the free will and the desire, sense gratification. That's why we are suffering.
Yes, but if uh, even if I might desire, but if someone wants to see bad things, Krishna has the power to take away his vision when the bad he has got this desire. So ultimate power is with Krishna only. So why that living entity should?
Because he gives us the independence, Prabhu. He doesn't force us.
Yes. So thing is, he is Drishta Anumanta. Have you heard this verse?
Upadrushtacha Anumantacha.
Anumanta.
He approves our desire.
Yes, yes. He is the approver, and he approves based on our karma. Someone might want to enjoy with might want to enjoy 1,000 bottles of liquor, but his previous karma does not allow him to purchase that many bottles of liquor. He is not rich enough to purchase that. So Krishna will first allow him to create that much of piety in order for him to become rich enough to accumulate these many bottles of liquor. Then he will sanction. So he is Anumanta. He is the sanction giver. So sanction giver is not entangled. Just because Krishna is sanctioning, if someone wants to kill, even the thief who is killing through his hand, ultimate power given to his hands to catch hold of the knife and insert it in someone else's stomach is given by Krishna only. But that desire was done by the living entity. He is the sanctioner. He is just a mute spectator and the sanctioner. He just allows, provided you have got that karma, provided you have got that bank balance of pious karma to do that bad work, bad task or bad karma, bad activity which you are planning to do. If that is there, so it is like Krishna is a shopkeeper for those who don't surrender to him, and Krishna acts like father for those who surrender to him. Shopkeeper means if you go with a 100 rupee note, and if you are a minor means below 18 years, and you tell the shopkeeper, I want 10 cigarettes, I have got 100, understands that, oh, he's a minor, he is not supposed to smoke. But because you are giving 100 rupees, he will still give. But if the same 100 rupees is given to your father, and then you say, oh, father, I am giving you 100 rupees, you give me 10 cigarettes, you will get first 10 slaps, left, right, center, and then the rest thing will follow. So thing is, even though sometimes when we surrender as devotees, Krishna, then law of karma does not act for devotees. Then our sufferings and our pleasure and pain in life is predestined by Krishna in such a way that we become more closer to him. Because we have ultimate desire of coming close to Krishna. So whenever we pray, if we pray like that, Tava asmi iti yachate, my dear Krishna, I want to come close to you. So you plan my life according to you. So whatever pain and pleasure are destined as per my karma, then Krishna keeps them on hold. And he just gives the token of everything in such a way that you become more closer to him. We become more dedicated and surrendered to him. So like that, This is his kindness. So we will move on. God comes to this world in person. He leaves behind his instructions, like those of Bhagavad Gita, and he leaves behind his devotees who can explain who God is. But still, we are so stubborn that we do not accept God. This is foolishness. In Bhagavad Gita, those who do not accept God are called mudaha, rascals and fools. He sends his devotees, he sends his messengers, he sends his. So see how much ever we might hate, or externally we might feel, many devotees have become very rigid in terms of Islamic invasions and Islamic and Christianity. But the basic teaching is ultimately they are bringing people, they are at least making people theistic. Uh, so see, they're fanatic in such a way that they are killing everyone and anyone with the help of their philosophy. But at the same time, we should be very careful in regards to not offending. I don't know the detailed teachings, but at least one aspect is they at least believe in presence of God. They at least believe that God exists and we should abide by His law. But the laws which are presented to them as God's laws, they are very much manipulated and they are very much wrong in many ways. I don't know. There should be a very on a very think tank level discussion between various nations in regards to describing or deciding which principles of Islam to be followed or which principles of Islam to be discarded, because there are multiple versions of um, controversies wherein people are doing, even the terrorists are using Islamic teachings as justified to kill others, and there are some those who say no, those teachings are not there. So they should have an open debate and they should sort it out for all Muslims to understand and follow that, oh, these verses from Quran Hadith are to be understood in this way and these are not to be understood, whatever. But on a very grand level, this needs to be done by, because um, Krishna has sent his devotees to explain himself. But can you imagine their territorial? I'm explaining this what, that Krishna sends his devotees to explain who he is. So in this even Jesus Christ case, he just explained three things: we are part and parcel, we are sons and daughters of God, and we are supposed to serve and love God, and God loves us. With the just three lines of teaching, he was crucified. So can you imagine what was the? He could not even speak further. With just these basic things, and what to speak of this M class people, wherein um, such level they just accept that, oh, God exists as Allah and He is merciful, and whoever does not accept Allah, he's a kafir and he needs to be killed. But there is no description of who Allah is, where does he stay, what does he look like, what are his activities, nothing mentioned. So therefore, in that context, there is no problem for them to accept Ram and Krishna also as Allah, because they don't have a very specific definition of who Allah is, except for him described as all merciful and all powerful. So this is such a generic way of describing someone who is supreme. So I don't know. Therefore, we need to understand that these messengers have come up. Um, so much of confusion has come up. Therefore, regular interval, uh, Krishna sends acharyas, because even after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything was degraded. Everything became degraded. People started Gosai, Jati Gosai. You don't know. I think you all know Jati Gosai system in Bengal. Even now they have descendants of Nityananda, or descendants of Gadadhar Pandit, descendants of Advaita Acharya, and there are thousands of lines. Everywhere, somewhere they try to trace their roots to this, इसके चाचा का, मामा का, नाना का, बेटे का, उसका उसका कुछ कनेक्शन निकल के आई एम अ जाति गोसाई, आई एम अ नित्यानंद वंश गोसाई, आई एम अद्वैत वंश गोसाई, and so much of nonsense was going on even during the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So after every messenger, or even when Krishna personally comes, there is a tendency in this material that everything goes down, everything degrades, and everything um, deteriorates. Because if you don't put your efforts in pulling something up, then it's a natural tendency of everything to go down. So even our bhakti, if you're not putting efforts to pull it up, like every day, if you're not waking up, then one day it will go down. If you're not focusing on our chanting, it will go down. If you're not focusing on our hearing, it will go down. So we need to put in effort to keep things on that. It's not that there is one thing called, if I'm putting efforts, then thing is getting pulled up. And then if I'm not putting efforts, then someone might say, oh, if I'm not putting effort, then at least that thing should remain at the level at which I had stopped pulling up. But no, it doesn't work like that. If you stop pulling up, it goes down. It doesn't work that, oh, now because I had reached to the level 10 and now I have stopped pulling up, so it should remain at level 10. No, it will go to level 9, level 10, everything will go down. So even to maintain on a certain level, you need to put efforts. So in regards to teachings also, even after when Prabhupada left, whenever a big acharya leaves, there is a whole earthquake which comes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, it was a complete void, and so many acharyas had to struggle a lot to maintain his teachings properly. So much problem happened actually. And then even when Prabhupada left, many of his disciples had to struggle a lot. Many fell down, many left. And those who stayed back, they are actually very glorious. And that earthquake was so huge after Prabhupada left. A whole society was shaken up. And then you see 1977 to 1988, those 11 years. Or you can see even 1992 till 92, 93, till Prabhupada's centenary, 1996. 1977 to 1996. These years, our society suffered a lot. And then at 1996, when ISKCON celebrated Srila Prabhupada's 100th birth anniversary, that is when the whole society again started regaining its consciousness and regaining its faith in the leadership. And that is when Loknath Maharaj had done this 8 petals targets was given. And in 1996, Loknath Maharaj actually created a database of all proper disciples and he tried to connect them back to the society and many things like that. So therefore, it's not just only about accepting God, but also in regards to even principles also, that abiding by these principles strictly is very important. In Bhagavad Gita, those who do not accept God are called Mudas. And therefore, we should be very faithful towards all the acharyas. God exists and God's energy also exists. So if we cannot see God, we can at least see his energy. This is called cause and effect theory. Cause and effect theory means we might not see the electricity, but we see fan moving. We see light. When we click the button, we see lights turning on. So even though I don't see the power of, I don't know where the supply is coming from. So many people might have concealed electrification. So we just see the button and we just see the light. But when we press the button, light switches on. So we need not see the whole connection, how that wirings have gone and how wiring is connected to transformer, how that transformer is connected to the major DP, and then major DP is connected to MACP powerhouse, and then that to the thermal power station. The whole linkage is proved when you just click the button and light turns on. So his energy justifies his presence. So mere fact that my room has a light which switches on by pressing of a button, that means there has to be some thermal power station, even though that might be thousands of kilometers away from me. But because I am experiencing the effect of it, therefore I can't deny the presence of the powerhouse. We may not see the electric powerhouse and the engineer within it generating power, but we use electricity in so many ways. Therefore, we should inquire where the electricity comes from. This is intelligence. And if one inquires in this way, he will eventually find the powerhouse itself. Similarly, if one studies further to find out who is running the powerhouse, one will find a human being. Although the electricity is impersonal and even the powerhouse is impersonal, the man behind everything is a person. Similarly, God is a person. This is a logical conclusion. How can he be impersonal? The man behind everything is person. This is logical conclusion. How can he be impersonal? Which is impersonal has no intelligence. We have invented so many very wonderful machines, but the machines are not intelligent. The intelligence belongs to the operator. Therefore, Krishna says, Krishna says, Maya Dakshena Prakriti, Suyatesa Charachara. You are seeing the energy displayed in the wonderful actions and reactions of this material cosmic manifestation. But don't think that they are working independently. No, I am behind them. Krishna, we need to see hand of Krishna in every situation. Maturity in devotional service is defined by how we see hand of Krishna in every situation. The pure devotees, even though anything good happens in their life or bad happens in their life, they always experience the hand of Krishna. You see, even in Prabhupada's life, Prabhupada was tested twice. No, he was tested many times, but two times he was two types of tests he was given actually. One first test he was given was when Krishna took away everything from him. When he was a grahastha, his shop was robbed. Twice, I guess. His whole earnings, his whole saving was robbed. And then when he took sannyas, he had literally nothing. He literally had nothing. And he was such a poverty stricken. As a sannyasi, he was not connected to any organization or someone who would maintain him. He would individually, he would print his own magazines and he would distribute. And sometimes throughout the day, he would stand in tea shops. He would go to hotels and wherever he would go and try to sell those back to God magazines. And I don't know how many of you have heard that interview of uh, the printing press owner. And every day morning, Prabhupada would come to him and make him print his back to God magazines. And he would sit there till the printing is going on. And every day that the printing machine owner used to ask, Swamiji, have you taken breakfast? He would daily reply yes, but that printing machine owner knew that he had no money to eat. And he would bring breakfast for Prabhupada like that. So was such a can you imagine completely dependent? No, and such a Delhi heat, now heat stroke. Prabhupada was actually Prabhupada one time actually fainted on the streets of Delhi. He does not even know who took him to hospital. If that day someone would not have taken him to hospital, we don't know what would have happened. So he was such a and he had to wait for 7 8 days just to get the glimpse of Sumati Morarji Desai, the one who, that lady who gave tickets to Prabhupada. You know how many days he was waiting in front of her office? No one was giving him appointment for her. He waited for 8 to 10 days. And then when he finally got the chance, he said, oh, you are an old man, you will die. Why should I give you ticket? He said, let me die, I don't have problem. So when Krishna took away everything from Prabhupada, he was equally surrendered to him. He was able to see the hand of Krishna in everything. And just 2 3 years later, in 1966, he was sick. And then in Jaladut, he went through heart attack and whatnot. And then immediately 1967, 70s, within next 2 3 years, the organization spread like anything. People would stand in line just to get the glimpse of Sri Prabhupada. He would be given silver chamar, Lamborghini, silver plates, golden plates, and literally reporters would become jealous of Prabhupada. They would say, Swamiji, you are a sannyasi. Why are you eating in golden spoon and golden plates? Literally golden. It's not that golden plated or silver plate. Pure silver and golden plates, disciples would offer to Sri Prabhupada. And he would be given the best of cars. The most expensive cars would be there for him to pick up from airport, and his Vasasan would be huge, like most gorgeous ever. And literally Western reporters would become jealous of him. You see many interviews, they are so funny. Prabhupada would take fun of them like that. He would play with those reporters. He would just make fun of those reporters. Huh? So many pastimes are there with reporters, wherein they would say, "Oh, you are a sannyasi. Why are you traveling such luxurious cars?" So see, Krishna, just few years before, he took away everything from Prabhupada. And within 2-3 years, Krishna gave him so much opulence, which a single man can never imagine in his life. Even the most billionaire or the trillionaire person of those times would have imagined the kind of luxury which Prabhupada received. Best of apartments in best of localities of best of the world, be it anywhere. And but his surrender was the same. So Prabhupada was tested twice. When everything was taken away from him and when everything was given to him, his surrender never was deviated. He was equally surrendered when everything was taken away from him. He was equally surrendered when everything was given to him. So that is called seeing Krishna behind everything. That is the real taste of seeing. See, when devotees become very opulent, now they say, what, this is nothing. You see people becoming humble when they are very opulent. It is very easy to express that humility. Oh, everything belongs to Krishna. I have not done anything. I just found. When people are on the profitable stage, but moment they lose everything, then you see their consciousness. Are they equally surrendered? Are they equally humble? Oh, everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna took away everything from me. I don't have any problem. Prabhupada literally saw Krishna's hands every day when he was in Jaladuta. He wrote in that area. He got the dream that Krishna is driving the whole that attitude, that I don't what is that? Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suhite Sachara, the material cosmic combination. I am behind it. Krishna is behind everything. So that attitude is very crucial. To come to that level is very difficult. We see these verses, oh, what is so big in this? Yeah, even I feel Krishna is behind everything. Even I have that consciousness. Is it truly we have that consciousness of seeing Krishna behind everything what happens in our life? And we see that in Prabhupada's life. Okay. Krishna further says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina. Vatstani sarva bhutani na chaham teshu avastita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. That which is avyakta, unmanifested, also has murti, a form. Jagad avyakta murtina. This is a very beautiful line, which is avyakta but still has a murti or murtina. The sky, for example, is avyakta, unmanifest, but it also has a form, the round form of the universe. If you go to the ocean, there are also we shall find a form like that of a big circle. Without form, there is nothing. Everything has a form. Even so, these are two contradictory words. Avyakta murtina, something which is avyakta, which can't be expressed. That means it has to be formless. But still, Krishna is saying it is a murti, it is a form. So even Virat Roop, like previously, I don't know, in Bhagavatam discussion, if you are in the same group, we had discussed that Virat Roop is described in Bhagavatam, but it's not that Krishna is actually having that form with Surya and Chandra as his eyes, mountains as his bones, and rivers as his veins, and trees as his body hairs, all that. It becomes a very ghastly form if you just try to draw it also. But those who anyways want to imagine the impersonal form of the Lord, so Brahma, so Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam gives that, okay, because in reality, actually, mountains are kind of part and parcel of Krishna only. So there is no point, there is no problem imagining Krishna's mountains as bones or the body parts of the Lord, and trees as hairs on the body of the Lord. But it's not literally like that. That oh, Krishna has a form which has all these bodily features like that. No, but all the material creation, he has he's a Vyakta form or Brahmajyoti form. He's anyways all pervading. Okay. Therefore, therefore, the idea that everything is zero is or impersonal is foolish. Everything is zero is Buddhist philosophy. Buddhist philosophy is Shunyavad, and the impersonal is Nirvisheshvad. Therefore, Prabhupada is called Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari. Shunyavad means like when uh, uh, when you become so frustrated about this material world, you realize that I'm not this body. I'm something more than this body. I'm soul. But then I'm trapped in this cycle of birth and death. And the reason behind all this trapping is my mind and my desires. So therefore, you see, there has to be somewhere wherein I'm desireless. And there should be some place which is just nothingness. So that is zero. That is Shunyavadi people. That is Shunyavad. They become so frustrated with this material world. They just want to go somewhere where there is nothing that which exists. Similarly, impersonal at least have some connotation or some conception of light as all pervading light, and they will merge into light. So they at least have something to meditate upon or to uh, uh, but these both philosophies are very dangerous. Behind the impersonal feature and the so-called voidness is the supreme form Krishna. Ishwara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. The word Ishwara means controller. Nature is not controlling itself. The real controller is Krishna. Ichanurupam apiyasya chestate sa. There is some construction going on near me. I hope I am audible. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
जल्दी बोलो।
Prabhuji, very audible.
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक, कैश दे दो उसको बैंक में या फिर किसी को। बैंक में दे दो। हाँ so इच्छानुरूप अपि च यस्य च चेष्टते सा. The Brahma Samhita 5.44 says the Prakriti or Durga, the deity of material nature, is working under the direction of Govinda. Krishna, how is she working? Just like a shadow. Below our hand is its shadow, and as our hands move, the shadow moves. Behind all manifestations, there is motion. I have sometimes given this example of the shunting of the big cars in railway line. The engine gives the motion and pushes one car, which then pushes another and so on. Similarly, who set up the motion of the cosmic manifestation? That original motion giver is Krishna. So in the huge railway line, we might see the last 10-15 bogies. We might not see the engine part, but because we see all the bogies moving forward, each bogie is pulling the next one, each bogie is pulling the next one. But then, moment we see each bogie pulling the next one, that means there has to be someone who is actually original motion giver, who is Krishna. Now, Kunti Devi says, we Pandavas have become famous, and people say that we are very important. Why? Because you are our friend. Previously, we had discussed about humility. So, this is Kunti Maharani's humility. See, when we are actually fallen and we feel we are falling, that is not humility. That is actually reality. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he says, Gopinath, Mama Nivedana, what is that? Gopinath, Mama Nivedana, Shino, Vishayi Durjana, Sada Paparata, Kichu Nahi Mora Guna, Gopinath. So when, when Mataji, please, can you remove that small tab? So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that I am very papi, for him it is actually humility because he is not having those qualities. But when papi person says that I am papi, then for him it is not humility. For him it is reality. So what you was telling. So we Kali Yuga souls, when we say come to Krishna and say Krishna, and when we pray, we sing Gopinath bhajan. So for Krishna, it is not, oh, what a humble soul he has come to me. For Krishna, oh, I know you are anyways papi, so I don't feel anything great about it. So when we sing Acharya's bhajans, so when Acharya sing, Krishna becomes overwhelmed. He feels, oh, these are so pure souls, they don't have any bad quality, but still they are saying, I'm bad, I'm bad, I'm bad. So Krishna feels overwhelmed. But when I'm not I'm not talking about you all great souls, I'm talking of myself. But when people like me who are fully very sinful, and when we sing those bhajans, Krishna doesn't take that as humility. He takes it as, oh, I know your reality, you are anyways like that. You need to pray more. So that is our situation. Krishna was the friend of the Pandavas and especially the friend of Arjuna. And therefore Arjuna was a great and valorous warrior. But Kunti Devi knew, people say, oh, the Pandavas are such great because Krishna took. Pandavas are great warriors and heroes, but what is the value of my sons, the Pandavas? So similarly, we should feel that our importance is there because we are connected to Krishna. We should not think separate. Our importance is separated from Krishna. So humility does not mean to become weak-hearted or what do you call weak-hearted means inferiority complex. Oh, I don't know anything. I can't do anything. That is my humility. No, not like that. We should be proud of our connection to Krishna. I can do everything because I'm Krishna's servant. We should be very confident. This devotee means it's not that devotees don't have self-esteem. It's not that devotees don't have self-confidence. No. Like, for example, one devotee was asking Radhanand Maharaj. Radhanand Maharaj gave class on humility. We should not think everything belongs to Krishna. We have nothing. Like that, he gave a whole class. And then one devotee stood up and he said, Maharaj, I am into medical field. I am a doctor. My whole life is based on declaring myself as the best among my peers. If I don't boast about my own skills, people will not come to me. So it is completely opposite. In bhakti, I am expected to become servant of the servant, dasanudas, but there I should express myself or I should display myself as boss on a boss. I'm the boss of boss of everyone. So because that is my profession, and it's not just about medical field. It's about every field. You go to corporate life, you become a teacher, you become a businessman. If you don't boast about yourself that my products are the best, my skills are the best. If you're a teacher, my teaching skill is the best. If you don't boast about your thing, no one will, your business will collapse. If you don't market and do branding, oh, he's the best surgeon, he's the best doctor, he's the best dentist. So then that devotee said, Maharaj, there is a complete contradiction in what I do when I step out of temple and what I hear in temple. It's a completely contrasting. So what answer you will give to that devotee? Hare Krishna. I hope you understood the scenario that devotee asked.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So he said, when I'm there in the temple, I'm completely different person. And immediately when I move out of the temple hall, I need to boast about myself for 24 hours because that is my profession. I need to tell my patients that I'm the best surgeon in Mumbai. I'm the best person here for this task or for this thing. So how do you define this? Is it wrong? Devotee should stop doing this, or how do you explain me that?
No, Prabhuji, we should not praise ourselves. We must be humble, and we have to learn more and more. Only then we can absorb, Prabhuji.
But then in material life, if you start telling people I'm the worst, I'm the worst, I'm the worst, how will
then they will ignore you. Then you have
then
no
how
use.
will your business flourish? How will your profession? How will you sustain in material life? So how do you solve this dilemma?
Duality.
Uh,
Duality, but Prabhu, we can't. Once we get used to this Krishna consciousness, once we have gone on that track, it's not easy for us to praise ourselves, even with materialistic people. We get used to, we adopt that type of, nature.
Anyone else would like to add on to some different attitude aspect in this? That devotee should do, or what Maharaj would have given the answers in this
So I
regard?
think it's more internal. Like, do we really feel that I am great, or is just for, for the public, we have to make a face, but internally, do we feel that I am great, or it's Krishna has made us great? So, I mean, I think humility is.
Okay, nice. So basically, Maharaj did not say that because it is requirement of everyone's profession, be it a teacher, be it a doctor, or be it anyone, any profession you go. You need to portray or display yourself as the best in that field. So it's not wrong in that sense. But if you say I am best because it is only the credit lies on me only, that is where the problem is. You understand? If you see your best, so I am best because I am servant of Krishna. We should be proud of being connected to Krishna. So previously also I had told one this definition, very, very tricky line, but very subtle and very filled with very much depth to understand what does it mean. Humility means not to think oneself less, but to think less of oneself. You understood? Not to think oneself less. I am not less in anything. I am best. But think less of oneself. Don't think of yourself at all. You understood what I mean? So humility means that we should, humility does not mean you become less confident, you become morose, you become, I am worse in everything, I can't do anything. No, not like that. Humility does not mean that devotees lose their confidence and self-esteem. No, we should inherently also, like Madhavi was saying that, internally, externally we may display that I am the best, but internally we should think I am the worst. Even in that context also, it's not required for you to think that you are the worst. No, think that I am the best in this field or in that activity, but I am best because Krishna has blessed me to do it in best way. You understood?
But sometimes, Prabhuji, when you think
We
I'm
don't
the
have
best,
to think ourselves worst.
Prabhuji, but
If-
internally also, when you think you're the best, then pride comes, no?
Yes, see, that is what when I'm saying I am the best, don't stress on I am the best because Krishna has blessed me to be best in that, in this field. In material circle I am talking about. So the focus should be because Krishna is blessed. And whenever Krishna wants, he can take away my that skill. And as long as Krishna has given me the skill, I will use it in his service. So that is humility. When the skill is there, I think of that skill and use it in Krishna's service. But if you keep thinking yourself, I don't have that skill, I don't have that skill, I don't have that skill, you will not even engage that skill in Krishna's service. So humility doesn't mean that you think yourself very worst in everything. No, whatever good thing Krishna has given to us, we should acknowledge that. Okay, I am good in singing, no problem. There might be many devotees better in singing, but because Krishna has given me that skill, let me use it in Krishna's service. It should be used in Krishna Kirtan, not in my Kirtan. Kirtan means Kirti. Kirti means to glorify Krishna. I will not use my voice, or I will not use my oratory skill, or I will not use my surgery skill, or I will not use my teaching skill in glorifying myself. It is Kirtan of Krishna. Everything should be done as Kirtan of Krishna. And Kirtan means to increase the Kirti of Krishna. It is Krishna Kirtan. If you are using your skills for your own Kirtan, Kirtan means to glorify yourself, then that is pride. But you use those same skills, thinking yourself best in that, and you focus on glorifying Krishna more than glorifying yourself. Like someone is playing mridanga. If his focus is on, oh, let me other devotees should see how expertly I'm playing mridanga. What is his attitude? That matters. If his attitude is like what is the previous birth of Narad Muni? Narad Muni's previous birth, anyone knows? He
Yes,
was actually doing
Prabhuji.
kirtan. Hello?
Yes,
जल्दी
Prabhuji.
जल्दी बोलो, मैं थोड़ा हाँ ठीक, दोनों का हो गया हिसाब दे दो ठीक है So his problem was he was actually told to do kirtan of Krishna. He was appointed as, and he was actually doing Krishna's kirtan only. But his attitude was he was displaying his own beauty. He was displaying his own playing skill, mridanga playing skill, and his own beauty he was displaying. So Krishna had given him the best of the skills, but he used those same skills in glorifying himself rather than glorifying Krishna. So the word kirtan needs to be understood very properly. मैं अगर कीर्तन में करताल बजा रहा हूँ तो ये कीर्ति किसकी बढ़ रही है? Whose kirti is increasing? My kirti is increasing. People, how much are we wanting devotees to appreciate us after the kirtan? Oh, Prabhuji, very nice kirtan. So is that my motive, or my motive is, oh, Krishna should be pleased? So that defines humility. So we did not. But if you start thinking yourself worse, then you will not even endeavor to do that service. That will be a next big problem. If you start thinking, I'm not good, I don't know this, I'm the worst, then you will lose the opportunity of doing that service itself. So that will be the worst case scenario. So there are two wrong ways of understanding humility. One wrong way of understanding humility is people avoid doing service itself, thinking that I'm not capable of doing this service. And second is Devotees, while doing service, they think, oh, because Krishna has given me skills, therefore I should be glorified. No, you understood? So it's a very, very contradictory thing. I think we are. जल्दी बोलो. 2 मिनट रुको, 10 मिनट रुको, मैं कॉल करूँ. मेरा थोड़ा सेशन चल रहा है. You understood? So when Kunti Maharani is saying, we Pandavas have become famous and people said that we are important. Why? Because you are our friend. We are important because you are our friend. So devotees need not think that we are less important. I am important. I am servant of Krishna, and Krishna is the supreme. Therefore, we should not lose our self-esteem. We should not become weak-hearted. We should not become less confident. We should not become uh, object of anyone's like when someone becomes a devotee and then he starts becoming humble, then people start actually start exploiting them. So it should not become like that. Devotee does not mean devotee becomes an object of exploitation for everyone and anyone. No, devotee should be strong. They should be confident, and their confidence should be out of their connection and love for Krishna, not out of their own. See, materialistic people are proud and they glorify themselves based on their own strength. I am best surgeon. But when devotee says I am best surgeon, yes, I am the best surgeon because Krishna has given me that skills in my hand to do that surgery. And whenever he wants, he can take away that skill. So Arjuna was not thinking that I am the worst warrior. No. He had to keep that attitude of, yes, I am also a well-to-do warrior and I will fight, keeping Krishna as the chariot driver of my chariot. But Kunti Devi says, people say, oh, the Pandavas are such great warriors and heroes. But what's the value of my sons, the Pandavas? Similarly, the Yadu dynasty was famous because Krishna took his birth in that family. But Kunti Devi says, Ke Vayam. What are we? What is our value? Ke Vayam Nama Rupa Abhyam. We have our name and our form, but without you, it is useless. It has no value. So we should understand the value of everything what we have is because of our connection with Krishna. Moment that connection is lost, that same skill, that same attitude or that same skill or that same opulence has no value. So give priority and give keep focus on connection to Krishna, our connection to Krishna. Without that connection, our boasting, our branding is no use. People do not understand this. They are very proud of having a nice body and nice name. They think I am American, I am Indian, I am German, and so on. But what is all this? These are simply bogus names and bogus forms with no value. If we subtract Krishna, everything is zero. This is a fact. But people are such rascals. They do not understand this fact. But who can deny it? The American body or Indian body may have a good name. But if it has no consciousness, what is the value? No value. Therefore, it is said, I don't know. Okay, यही है सकता है. भगवत भक्ति हीनस्य जाति शास्त्रम जपस्तपः अप्राणस्य देहस्य मंडनम लोकरंजनम. Very beautiful श्लोक. Actually, I was going to quote this for Prabhupada का यहाँ पे लिखा है.
Where do you find the sloka, Prabhuji? The beautiful
What?
sloka. The sloka which you said, where do you find? You said so beautiful.
No, it's there in front of in the Prabhupada only quoted this. Mandanam lokaranjanam. Apranasya dehasya mandanam lokaranjanam. It is very beautiful analogy. Very classic. Bhagavad Bhakti hinasya jati shastram japastapa. Bhagavad Bhakti ke bina. Hinasya means without. Without Bhagavad Bhakti, all the shastras, japa, tapa, everything, the best of everything is as good as apranasya dehasya. Apranasya eva. Apranasya means a body without life is like mandanam lokaranjanam. You decorate that body with best of ornaments, best of clothes, best of jewelries. But that body which is from where the soul has left, the prana is not there. It is only lokaranjanam. It will only the pleasure for general people, no use for anyone. For a person devoid of devotional service to Krishna, his birth in great family, or nation, his knowledge of revealed scriptures, his performance of austerities and penance, and his chanting of Vedic mantras are like ornaments on the dead body. So we should never lose the connection with Krishna. Our connection with Krishna is the source of our confidence. Our connection to Krishna is the source of our best of our skills. And whenever there is need in the service, Krishna will empower us with the skills which we had never imagined also. You see, I will just give this 4 more minutes. Like in Janmashtami, the famous example which is quoted is Vasudev. Vasudev, when he was given service of carrying Krishna to Vrindavan, he did not ask what is the step one, what is the step two, what all the guards will do, how are you planning to escape me from this prison, who will open the lock. He did not say the SOP, standard operating process of how should I go there, which route I should take. He did not kept asking. Moment the service came, he knew that when the service is there, empowerment will also come. So initially also in Prabhupada's case also, Prabhupada had never gone to US. He had no access to British, a US accent of English. Indian accent is British accent. And that too a Bengali person speaking English, even many Indians find it difficult to understand the English speaking in English spoken by Bengali person. Because Bengali people, they have a they pronounce everything in okar. Okar means they speak as if there are two rasgullas in their mouth. So everything they will have a O in that. Even they want to pronounce U, U, they will pronounce it as O. Bijoy. Kona, kemon ache. Like that. They will have a. So it is very difficult for even Indian people to understand English spoken by a Bengali person, that to an old Bengali person. It becomes very difficult. So what to speak of US people, US youngsters understanding English spoken by a old Bengali Indian who is well versed in British English, not even in US English. Many US people, they can't understand many words of British English. So, but in terms of skills, if you see, Prabhupada literally had no skills to attract youngsters of America in terms of skills. But when the service came, automatically empowerment came. So when the service came, moment Vasudev picked up the basket holding Krishna, immediately his chains, shackles were removed. Moment he walked till the first gate opened. Moment he walked till the second gate opened. We need to walk. We need to stand up first. We need to pick up the service first. And when we pick up the service, the empowerment automatically starts coming up. Even in my case, I have understood in childhood, in school, I was not in bhakti that time, but I was very fascinated with tabla. I wanted to learn playing tabla and harmonium. I don't know. That was my fascination. But one time I practiced a lot, and there was one music show in my school gathering, and I was supposed to play tabla in our prayer, one of the songs. And moment I went onto the stage, I became so numb. Nothing, no sound was coming up. So it was a complete fiasco. And then I thought maybe I will never be able to play. Maybe I will never be able to go on the stage and do this singing and playing musical instruments. But after a few years, I came to bhakti, and then I don't know. I never had any desire or anything. But I always thought Krishna. But I had desire Krishna. At least for your kirtan, I want to play Mridanga. So even without any formal training or something, just by seeing devotees, I started playing and using it. And then somehow it started coming up. So I started realizing it's not the fact. When I wanted to use it for Krishna's service, when I wanted to acquire that same skill for my own glorification, Krishna did not allow me doing that. He made fool out of me. He actually made me so humble. I was actually frightened to even touch tabla because it was a complete fiasco in my school gathering. But when I came to bhakti, then automatically when I started expressing my desire, Krishna, I want to use it in your service, in your glorification. Immediately, automatically, things started coming up. And then I don't know, somehow everything started singing, kirtan, mridang, everything started coming. Even giving talks and everything. So when we express that Krishna want to use this skill in your service, Krishna will give you that skill, even though we might not have that background of that skill. Like, I don't know how many of you know this pastime of Ladini Mataji. Ladini Mataji, she was the most introvert lady. She was not a preacher. It was not like proper discipline, Ladini. There is a drama on her life. You must almost see that drama. It's available on YouTube. Legacy of Love. You just search on YouTube, Legacy of Love. Someone can show that also in the screening part. It's a must view drama. Directed by this Dwarkadish, very senior devotees from this very senior devotees from what we call Gopinath temple. So in that, but during the end of her life, she was actually shot dead by one African gangster. It's a very painful story, but still, you all must see that. But point I'm trying to find is explain here is she was not willing to preach and give classes because she was really humble. It's not that she had no skill, but she was not aware that Krishna has given her that skills. So when once Radhanasa Maharaj, what he did, he took her to some program and many devotees had gathered, and he just sang Radha Madhav, and he immediately left accidentally, telling that now Ladani Mataji will give class. It was a shock of her life. She said, I have never given class. Radhana Maharaj said, no, he just left. And all devotees, they said, Mataji, now Maharaj left, you will only have to give the class. And that is the first time she actually started giving lecture. And people did not realize she gave class for 2-3 hours. And after some time, after 10-15 minutes, half an hour, Maharaj came and sat down just to see. And then she did not even realize that she was so expert in that. So when you do service, skills will come like that. That was my point. Along with the service comes empowerment. And that when we understand that this empowerment is there only till the service exists. So then that will keep us humble. Even though we know that I have got this skill, but this skill is there only for me to serve Krishna, then we remain humble. We say that I am best, but still that humility is there within our heart because we know that I am best because I am connected to Krishna. I am best because I am serving Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much for patient listening. We will end the session. Anyone has any question or any doubts can discuss, or else we can end the session.
Prabhuji, Dandavats. So
Yes.
nice of you, Prabhuji, for all your session. It was very nice, eye-opener. And legacy of love. Are you in the afternoon group, Prabhuji? I have just posted that YouTube link. Can you confirm whether it is the same?
I will check. This is it. This legacy of love. See that drama.
Yeah.
You relate
Okay.
how Krishna empowers as the service can. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
So much, Prabhu.